Alright, hello everyone. Today we are going to be drawing the face, and I'm going to show you how to draw the face in proper proportion. So first we're going to look at some guidelines which you're going to be drawing very lightly. So there's going to be a light line at the top of your page. That's where the top of the head is going to go, and another light line close to the bottom of your page where the bottom of the head is going to go. You're also going to draw a vertical line down the middle of your page, and that line should represent where the middle of your face is. That would be the line of symmetry. Now we're going to draw an oval. So our oval is actually going to be more of an egg shape. So it's going to be wider at the top and narrower at the bottom where the chin would go. And let's see if we can join that top curve to our bottom curve. And that is going to give us the shape for our head. Now there are a few other guidelines that you need to do before you actually start drawing the features of the face. Firstly, you're going to look at where the top of the head is and where the chin is, and you're going to try to draw a line that's halfway between the chin and the top of the head. That line is where your eye is going to go. And then we're going to draw another line that is halfway between where the eye line is and where the chin is. So this line at the bottom here, that represents where the chin is. This is the top of the head. Right, so halfway between where the eye is and where the chin is, we're going to draw a line, and that line is going to represent where the nose is going. Now between the nose and the chin, we're going to draw another line approximately halfway between, doesn't have to be exact, and that's where our mouth is going to go. Alright, so pay close attention to these guidelines because they're going to be helping you get the proportions of your face correct. And also you have to remember how we drew the different parts of the face. We did a lesson on how to draw the eyes, the nose, and the lips, and we're going to be using those parts and put them together in this face. So now that we know where the eye is going, we're going to draw some little guidelines to help us get the eyes in the right position. So I'm making some little dots here. This is going to give me an idea of how wide the space is between the eyes. Now the same width that I have between the eyes, that's the same width I'm also going to use for the size of the eye. So I'm putting another mark. I'm trying to get these three to be equal. Okay? Then we're going to draw the eye. So that's one eye, Right, so we have two eyes there, and remember we would have done the nose, making it look kind of like a little ball in the center. So we're going to put our ball just resting on top of that nose line. That's where our nose is going to go. And our mouth, the bottom of our mouth is going to touch this line. I'm going to put the middle line for the mouth out here. And remember the Cupid's bow that we talked about. That is going to be where the top of our lip is. And our lips are normally in line with the edge of the eye. I'm just going to draw a line. I'm going to erase that after. Put a little dot there. Draw another line where the middle of this eye is. Put a little dot there. I'm going to erase those lines. Right, but that just helps to give us an idea of where the corner of the lips go, how wide the mouth is going to go. Now some of you could have a mouth that's wider, some of you might have a mouth that is narrower, but this is just an average. So I'm putting the shape of the lip there, and now the nose. Remember with the nose we had the little ball. We have the lines going up from that ball, and we also have the nostrils on the sides. And in addition to that, this is where the curve, the bottom curve of the nostril is going. So that's our nose, our eyes, and our lips. Now we're going to be drawing the irises. So we're going to put them in. Remember, we want them to touch the top and the bottom of the eye. Okay, and we also want to put in our pupils. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that I have space to really show the pupils. Right, and remember we also wanted to put some highlights in our eyes, so I'm just going to draw that little square shape. That will be one highlight, and I might even put in another little highlight on the bottom in the shape of a circle. Okay, so basically this is how our face is going to kind of look. We're going to be adding stuff to fix it. Now the ear normally goes between, we didn't do the ears before, but the ears normally go between the eye line and the nose line. So I'm just going to draw a simple shape here for our ear. I'll just put it on either side of the head, between the eyes, and the line for the nose. Now a lot of people have different shaped ears, so you can just fix yours to suit, but it's a curved line on either side of the head, and it's usually between the eyes and the nose. Now we didn't put in some eyebrows, we're just going to draw some eyebrow shapes on either side above the eye. Some people, their eyebrows might be closer to the eye. Some people have an eyebrow that's higher up. Right, so now we want to do some of the same shading that we did before. Now when we are done, we can erase our guidelines, or we can even start erasing some of these guidelines. Okay, but just remember where the middle is. I still kind of wanted to show a little bit so that it will help us in our drawing. All right, the guidelines help us to get the proportion correct. So now we want to shade our eyes. So I'm going to go back in a little bit to get a better view of the eye. So the top of the eye, remember, is darker. So we're going to darken that line. We want to put in the eyelid on top as well. So we'll put that line in, which we can put in before. Darkening here. And we're putting our eyelid. Top eyelid. We also have a bottom eyelid, but the bottom eyelid is very thin and usually pretty close to the bottom of the eye. Now we want to shade our pupil, which, as I said, is like a dark hole. So we're just shading the entire pupil black, or as dark as we possibly can. Now we want to shade our iris, and we're going to try to shade our iris lightly. This is coming out a little darker than I want, because I don't have as much control with this pencil, but we can go back in with a smudge tool and try to lighten it up a little bit and smooth it out a bit. So that's helping me to smooth it a little and to lighten it a little bit. Now remember, the iris was is to be shaded a little lighter, and I kind of covered up some of my highlights, so I want to go back in and change my iris a little bit. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna just put back in my highlights a little, because the highlights kind of got slightly erased there. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. So let me just undo the shading a little, because I don't want the highlight to be so big. Just change the size slightly. Let's change it to this, so as I can get smaller shapes for my highlight. Good. And we also had a very small highlight right about here. Alright, now let me just go back in and darken I'm just going to go back in and darken my iris, my pupil a bit. Same thing on on this side. Darken that. And darken this edge. And we also want to darken the outline around our iris a little bit. Remember the little spokes we talked about in the eye? I'm going to put in some of those details. Okay, we don't have to make it as detailed as we did when we did the whole eye, because now we have the entire face to do. You may not be able to put in every single thing. I want to put a little smudging there, or blending. That, putting some of those lines again in the eye, and spots as well, darken the areas. Right? And obviously, it's not going to be as detailed because you're going to have you'll be working with a smaller space. Some shadows under the lid here. Right, and we can put as well some little shading around the eye, but we'll add that in after. Let's just put in our lashes, some lashes there. Long lashes, curving more at the top. And then long, sticking out more at the side, curving more as we get to the top. Okay, and really short, fine lashes on the bottom edge there. Okay, so kind of done with the eyes. Still have some more shading to go around the face. Okay, so thank you for watching. We're going to stop here for today. Make sure and draw the face using all of the guidelines shown, and next day we will look at drawing and shading the entire face. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.